On your mark.
A little bit of a slow start for Marten Van Riel, as you can see closest to your screen. He does have a little bit of work to do to get back to the front of this swim, but being the swimmer he is, he's already there straight away. You can see Kyle Smith ducked in behind.
It would be nice. It's so scorching hot, and you know, if you're not racing, this is a perfect holiday destination. But right now, pretty sure all these athletes are very keen to get out of some 30.4 degree water. About to tackle the beach, as did 3,000 age groupers this morning. It's so good. Triathlon seems to be in a healthy space here in Dubai, as our first men come into a transition to Aaron Royal leading them out, Rico Bogen, Alistair Brownlee, Marten Van Riel. But let's watch this transition. Not super smooth by Marten, making sure everything goes in the box, choosing to put his socks on first, which will help him in transition 2. That's a smart move. Alistair Brownlee straight out, not taking that time.
You can see
and
Kyle
thank
Smith.
God Kyle Smith has got a liner in that suit, because otherwise...
It's a massive group, and you can see Magnus Ditlev just entering your screen into T1. So he's really going to have to work hard for the front part of this bike, but seems likely that he will ride himself pretty quickly up to the front here, Jan.
Well, as someone who has only ever won, or at worst come second in a middle distance race, that's just a huge amount of confidence that he's carrying. He's raced in all conditions at middle distance racing and been incredibly successful. So for him to think that the worst that could happen if he finishes third is that he still becomes world champion, I mean, that's an incredible position to be in going into today.
And that's really what we're talking about, right? It is a historic moment and setting a new benchmark. It's not just another competition. And, you know, the 100-kilometer distance has been gaining recognition as the ultimate test of speed, endurance, strategy, and crowning the first ever world champion.
So Marten's obviously got socks on already. He's going to be out really fast. They've got different tactics. So Kyle here has to put his socks on. He's got everything, all the white suit. The sun is really tapping down on these athletes now. Marten is already off. Marten and Rico, classic. Rico always so fast to get out, and hopefully this time he can kind of hold it back. Freddie out in third, and Matisse and Kyle together. So
we've had a sprint finish before in San Fran. The three that it was down to have gone out together. Could we see that again? And who is your money on to come out on top here in these different conditions, very different conditions to San Fran?
He held on from stepping up fully to long distance or middle distance racing for one more shot at Olympic glory, you know, with that 4th place in Tokyo. He was on the ascendancy. I think he finished second in the world in short course racing that year, so he wanted to give it one more shot, and he was devastated with his performance in Paris this summer. He finished 22nd, and by his own high standards, that wasn't where he wanted to finish.
These are two of the most mentally tough men in world triathlon, battling it out here for third position, the final spot on the podium, on the last stop on the T100 World Tour. And you can see with this overhead shot that Alistair Brownlee has reduced that gap to 10 seconds for the first time today. And Vicky, what you said, Alistair Brownlee, he smells blood. That's not an exaggeration. And we're back to the front of the race. Marten Van Riel is making one final move, one final big move to try and drop the young German Rico Bogen. It's 10 meters, 12 meters. Is this the final decisive move of the day from Marten Van Riel, or can Rico Bogen fight back one last time? And Marten Van Riel, his debut season on the T100 World Tour, the debut season of the T100 World Tour. A 3-time champion, the biggest of them all here at Dubai in the Grand Final. He is your champion and new world champion, Marten Van Riel, everybody. What a race from the champion today. And what a race from this young German sensation. He has proved everyone wrong. All of us here in commentary included. Rico Bogen.
He is back on the podium.
Third place for Alistair Brownlee here at the T100.
Yeah, it was honestly really tough, especially wearing that #1, because in my head I knew that a podium place was good enough, and if you have that in your head, it's actually really hard to go for the win as well. So I was trying to not think too much of the title and just, yeah, try to perform as good as I could on the day.
What a moment there for the brand new world champion, Marten Van Riel. Winning today, he cemented his spot at the top of the overall standings in 2024, his first ever World Championship crown.
Now please join us for our athlete celebration.